Good day. My name is Architect Shan Dagle, and I am the current Assistant Secretary for the Manila Maharlika chapter. And we'd like to welcome you to our podcast, the Maharlikan Forum. This podcast dives into the world of design, exploring topics that matter to architects, students, and anyone passionate about the built environment. From innovative designs to sustainable practices, and from historical preservation to modern trends. Each episode brings together experts and enthusiasts to share insights, experiences, and ideas.
Welcome to the Maharlikan Forum.
In our previous episode, we had the wonderful opportunity of inviting two of our prestigious members, past President Architect Armand and our current chapter president Architect Monja Cristervino, where they talk about the history, legacies, fun facts, and little tidbits about the chapter, and of course what makes a Maharlikan. In this current episode, we'll be talking about business and architecture. It's those topic that we always want to dive into because, well, somehow business isn't something it isn't brought up in schools. It's always just about how to design. It is how to design, how to draft, and now we will be talking about the business side of architecture. We all know in school we're always taught about how to design, how to draft, how to defend our designs. But this time we would like to talk about the business side, the topic that we all know isn't always touched upon in schools, and is something we just learn about the moment we graduate in our apprenticeship and in our first few rough years of the course. On behalf of the entire Maharlika Forum podcast team and the UAP Manila Maharlika chapter led by Architect Monja Chris Servino, welcome to the third episode of the Maharlikan Forum.
Welcome to the Maharlikan Forum.
So I would like to introduce our current guest. She is UAP Manila Maharlika's current chairman for the Committee on Private Practice and the chapter assistant treasurer for the year 2025 and 2026. Welcome, Architect Mary Kayo Oshin Gonzales-Paguirigan.
Hi.
So let's dive right into our first segment. It's entitled Hello There.
Hello there.
Hi, Architect.
Hi, Sean.
How's it going po? Kamusta si Architect?
I'm good. Been busy with all the projects and personal life. But I think
Meron
I'm
po ba
okay.
tayong project na kahit sneak peek lang or parang pwede nating i-share quickly?
Actually, I'm doing some dormitory projects right now with hopefully some proposed showrooms on the way.
And kamusta po pag anything outside architecture that's keeping you busy?
Well, I'm a mom of a 3-year-old right now, so I think personally my life is so busy. But other than that, my husband has a company also that I've been one of his partners in his company, so we're trying to market all together, especially now that it's bare months. I think rather than that, yeah, life is okay.
Let's hop into our segment to What Goes Around. Okay, so for this, I'll be asking questions. Puro siya what, or at least yun yung vibe. In our podcast at least, meron kaming in a way kind of a mindset. 3 words lang siya na what, why, how. What is it? Why does it exist? How do we do it? So just a little fun fact, yung formatting is obeys that kind of format. So yeah, let's go. What goes around? Can you share anything about your firm, your practice, the daily life of an architect?
My business right now, my company. Okay, so currently I'm the principal architect of Osen Architectural Design Studio. We're located here in Manila, but we've been doing projects all around the Philippines. So I'm a small firm. It's a small firm dedicated for actually most of my works are commercial projects. So we have commercial projects from malls to carnivals, amusement centers like that. Then we also have dormitory buildings. One of our long old clients. Then we also have some car showrooms and other projects that are, residentials, more of a townhouses, rest house and such. So we're a group of people. My team is very small right now, but so we've been around since I think 2014. So it's now, so my firm is now 11 years. Then before, I tried doing some project management for constructions, but right now I'm focusing on the design part only because I think that's where I'm more mas maayos.
Carnivals and amusement po. That's
Yes.
very interesting. May I ask, kasi syempre, carnivals, amusement parks, showrooms, 'di ba parang siya yung as students, parang ang interesting niya gawin as design kasi siya yung very fun part. Is there anything you'd like to share about those projects? Kasi it's very
Interactive.
Apo.
Yeah, actually, even my niece and nephew super excited sila sa mga project nito. And this client, I've been with them I think for 3-4 years right now. So biglaan lang silang naging project. They were referred to me by some old client also. So it's more of a different projects. So we've done my first project with them is a trampoline park in Venice Mall. Then we had some roller skating rink. And this is all in malls, right? Because right now, teenagers or let's see, young adults right now, they want activities. And parents, they want to give their child more activities now na parang lagi na kasi sila nga sa mga technology. So we've been building around more amusement, more rides like this, or experience ba in malls kasi dun sila laging pumupunta.
Oh. Sobrang interesting kasi nun, in a way kasi
And masaya. And I tried it. I tried the trampoline park ha.
daming opportunities na pwede mo somehow ma-execute pag ang project is fun-oriented versus something na kailangan kirhan kasi.
Even the colors, the aesthetics, it's all fun. But actually we are importing the goods. The other materials are imported, yung mga equipment, but some are made here actually in Laguna. So even the rides, yung mga like carousels, they made it from scratch.
That is very, very, very interesting kinds of projects po. Okay. How was it for you when you first set up your own practice? This question po natin for this is the first few years.
To tell you honestly, I'm not like other architects. Actually, mas mabilis na for me because my father is an architect. He has his own firm. So after I graduated, we had a talk that, I'm getting older. I want to transfer the firm to you and like that. And I'm this young individual who is, I think, I have lots of dream, Gusto kong pasukin lahat. Like, I can do it. I have doubts, yeah. Pero I think umokay ako agad kasi it's an opportunity for me. So we started it around 2014, October 2014, after I graduated. Then actually the company is not like it's mine, but it's more of my dad is the one he's the principal architect of the company. So a few years after, it's been hard for me in a sense that I feel like I'm still holding back. Like, I owned it, but I don't really own what I do. So, it's still about looking into my father than being myself. So, I think that's one of my journey. But rather than that, it's been an easy ride for me because he's there to learn, to teach me some of the things that I already knew now. So, yeah, I think that's it. That's my start.
From your experience, I guess, ano yung tips na pwede mo din or pwede mo ibahagi sa, let's say, sa mga new architects din, syempre, na new to field, trying to jumpstart their firms, or what is the tip that you think na gumana sa'yo, na worth, or pwedeng i-share din sa iba?
I think as a new architect, one thing I learned about it is there will always be a mistake. Like whatever you do, even how good you are and what you do, you always make mistakes because there are things that you really don't know at first. So the main goal here is to pull yourself always. Iangat mo lagi yung sarili mo. Even if you make mistakes, rest assured that you can always do better. So kahit may mali ka, yun ang lagi mong isipin. You can always do better. You can always do good in what you do. Hindi yung ibababa mo yung sarili mo. Because I think that's one of the hardest part. The first problems, the first mistakes that you will do, napapagalitan ka ng boss mo, that will lead to a problem on sites. That can make you drown. So it's the first thing to conquer in this line of business. Yeah.
Parang siyempre as one of the young professionals, parang we need to be able to brace for our own mistakes.
Yes.
Kasi diba, of course, kahit anong aral mo, kahit anong overthink mo, for sure may magkakamali ka on
kahit
site.
anong tignan mo sa lahat, like kahit 100% tignan mo yung plan, there will always be a mistake. And some other architects stop from there actually. There are architects na once na nagkaroon ng ganyan, bigla na silang nade-depress, bigla na silang hindi natutuloy sa kanilang firm. So, I think that's one that you really need to conquer in your first time in being an architect.
Opo, parang to accept the mistake, to learn from it, and instead na parang mag-buckle under that first mistake. Kasi there will be more.
There will be more.
And at least
Yeah, and the next thing is you learn and you learn, and architecture is until now I'm learning. You will not stop.
we never stop learning. Okay po. Sa architecture, there are very many misconceptions that architects have on starting their own firm. Meron ba kayong may share na personal na parang misconception?
Yeah, I think everyone na nakikilala ko, unang-unang iisipin nila to making your own firm is yung takot. It's the fear. Like, how can I handle it? How can I get people that I can trust? Or where will I start? What are the permits? What do you think I need? Will I have a problem with the BIR? Will I have a problem with the site? Do I need an office? There are a lot of things to think about before you start a firm. So it's really a complicated process. But one thing I learned in starting mine, you just need to start. Yet, like, if you like it, like if you really want to start something, you just start it and walk from there. So the complication is there. It's hard, yes, but it's fun also. So there are a lot of things you need to consider. But the one thing na nahihirapan yung others to do it is because they don't want to start. So it's easy to find members or members of your staff. They will go, they will be there. You can trust them, and you can learn from them. Then I think it will go on your first step. You just need to make your step and do it from there.
Next question natin. This one is about skills. Syempre, sa architecture, dami natin natutunan sa school. Daming natutunan outside of schools. So, my specific question for this is, ano yung mga specific skills na hindi siya architecturally related, hindi outside siya ng field natin, but somehow is very important for how you do
the
business.
Actually, what we learn from school is like 1%, 2% of what we really learn from experience. The school is like a guide on all what we do. Like, magde-design tayo ng classical. We go back to what we learned. And we learn again. I think for me, everything you do, every way that you do after you graduate is a learning stage. After you graduate, you go into a room, nag-graduate ka na as an architect student. You will not go to the room and just go there and see. You will go there as an architecture student and you'll see everything. You'll see the lights, you'll see the swatches, the finishes. It's a whole new world. And you will check it with your project. Alam mo yun, parang ipapartner mo ngayon siya. Lahat na nakikita mo, ay, pwede ko tong gamitin. Pwede ko tong gawin. Pwede ko tong ayusin. Parang, bakit ganito yung ginawa nila? You will ask a lot of questions. And from your questions, you learn a lot. Doon ka nagiging experienced architect. And after that, after being an architecture student, you go to the other part of being an architect. You go to socialize. You go to profiling, adapting. You adapt to whatever's your project is, you know. Kung andun ka sa project na you're in a firm that ang project nila is an hospital, you will adapt to all the doctors, to all the changes, to all the considerations. You know, actually that's what makes architecture really adventure. It's an adventure. So I hope I answered your question, right?
Yes.
Like,
Opo.
it's really like 1 to 3% lang yung talaga naaaral natin from school. And other than that, even me, you know, if I go to different countries, I still learn. Na parang, uy, may ganito pala that I don't know what.
I guess, okay, I would like to share then mine. Kasi, syempre, it's not an architecture skill. Pero, thinking about it, kahit yung, syempre, na nabigay niya din po answer is, somehow, in the grand scheme of architecture, somehow architecture pa din siya, diba? And
Yes.
even the one I'll share is very similar kasi I love photography, videography. It's the thing I shared with UAP Manila Maharlikan din eh. And I guess
It's one of your passion.
Apo. It's one of my passion. And yung skill na hindi siya sobrang architecture related pero somehow architecture related is yung the way you see things through a camera. So parang ready ka agad
True.
lagi na
Yes.
alam mo na agad eh. Ito yung itsura ng building from this point of view. Ito yung itsura ng building pag nandito ka. So it's
Iba na yung thinking mo. As a photographer, I think you're not seeing just the person. You're seeing the background of it, the architectural forms, even yung angle mo na, oh, dapat bird's eye ba to o worm's eye view. Ganon. So yeah, iba talaga yung magiging ano mo after you graduate.
Yes, parang hindi siya archi skill pero pwede siya maging archi skill. Sobrang daming ganong skill set na pwede mong ma-apply sa architecture na hindi naman siya related. Sobrang irrelevant niya from outside perspective pero for you, the moment you apply it to your practice, it makes sense. May mga ganun kasi skills. Okay, this one is a bit, it's not really controversial naman because this one is with branding and professional ethics eh. Because
Okay.
syempre, we'll be talking about marketing and kasi syempre 'di ba may rules si UAP about marketing. It's like you can't share your post or you can't share your project as an advertisement. It's always as I did this but I'm not advertising it. But I did this. Somehow yun yung feeling, of course.
Yes.
So, when it comes to promotion and like, diba, na-share mo na projects mo is residential but the one that really got my ears was the very fun stuff. The carnivals, the fun,
The amusement
amusement parks, is it? Amusement areas. And I'll tie this up with this question kasi how do you market yourself for those projects? It's syempre hindi mo naman pwede sabihin na or i-post yung projects natin, 'di ba? As this is kunwari pwede pa akong magsabi ng ng brands. Oo.
Na parang ginawa ko to, ako gumawa nito, gano'n.
'Di ba? Pero hindi kasi but it's yours and you'd want people to be able to syempre
you need to market yourself.
to market. So
How do it?
How does it work? From syempre from our perspective, sobrang nakakalito siya kasi it's a tightrope of you can't advertise but it's advertising somehow.
You can't advertise but you can share. Ganun,
diba?
I think my view on this, we all have different marketing strategies. Like I have a friend that her marketing strategies is showing her works online. So I don't know how she does it, but actually we also have a page we share our page, but we're not really that active on social media. Even my page, even my Facebook, I like to remain it as privately as possible. Though I try to share my work sometimes, pag proud ka sa sarili mo. But what works for me is giving my clients socialization. I socialize. I go to different friends in the communities. Then once one invite you, you go. And if one invites you and you go, you see a lot of people. So you broaden your socialization skills Doon ka nakikipagkwentuhan, nagmamarket. So this goes from, I got my clients from one client to another. There were all referrals. For now, I think I only have few clients that I got from the internet. Baka nga wala I think once or twice only. But
Opo.
yeah, I think once or twice only that she saw my post and something. But it's just a residential. But other than that, most of my clients, especially the corporate ones, I was referred to them. Like I did one of this apartment building. Then the client in my amusement was a friend of his. So I went there. I socialized. I formally introduced my company and my works, and I give them a sample, like a teaser from what I do. And from there, I think I'm good at it because I marketed almost all of his branches right now. So I think marketing is about how you do it. It's not just looking into what others are doing. It's what makes it good for you. Kung anong mas okay sa'yo. Saan ka ba mas comfortable? Mas comfortable ka ba na kausapin sila in person? Or comfortable ka ba kausapin lang sila on call or in message? I have some clients that is abroad, but we finish the project while they are abroad. So, may mga ganun Marketing is a broad subject also. Pero right now, you can do a lot of things in marketing. Unlike before na talagang lahat ng companies, you're gonna give them a company profile. You go to the main business, main companies, main address. But right now, you can just send email and try to wish that someone will open it and see if it's good or not, But for me, one thing I learned about marketing is wag kang magpapalampas. Okay? If someone calls you and they tell you about the project and they want to meet up with you, you go. And you try your best to win their hearts.
Parang, so it's, the best thing to do really is to show up. And
yes. That's what clients like the most,
to show up.
That you show up. You give them time.
And based po sa mga na-share nyo, it's like all of this is something na parang hindi lang dapat yung company profile yung ipapasa natin. Parang kailangan din ipasa natin yung sarili mismo natin.
That's true. Most of my clients doesn't see the company profile. They don't want to check all the pages and see what you've been doing. What they do, they will check the profile once they talk to you na, ano ba nagawa mo? What are your projects? Then they will analyze you from there if you really know what projects have you done. They will ask you, oh really, this is your project. I went there. Did you see this? Do you know this? Do you know? There are a lot of questions. So I think it's more of a profiling job. They profile you, you profile them if they're really good clients, and they profile you if you're a good an architect.
Yes, thank you for sharing. Kasi for sure, kailangan natin maparinig yun and maaral. Kasi our field, syempre, tuturo lang siya sa school as designers. Pero just, I guess, somehow it is a design part na ma-design mo sarili mo kung paano ka makipag-interact sa tao para ma-present mo din. It's like, hindi lang yung project mo yung kailangan mo i-design. Kahit yung sarili mong interaction sa tao, sa client, kailangan din design para ma-attract mo sila.
Yes. And I just want to share something about this, When I was a student, I'm not like this. Like, kinakabahan din ako lagi.
Kinakabahan na din ako.
I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to go in front of the class. Nanginginig na ako. Hindi ko alam kung ano sasabihin ko. Nabubulol ako. I think, once you experience something, you learn from there and you get all your confidence out.
I guess this is something na kailangan ko matutunan. Or actually, try ko matutunan ngayon.
You will work it out. Don't worry.
I'm here. We're trying our best na to get this conversation.
Okay.
Okay, another question to get us into the surface of business marketing and branding. This one is about if we promote our designs, what limitations do we need to remember as professionals, syempre?
As a professional, I think the limitations that you need greatly to consider is if you can't do it, don't promote it. Okay, I want to expand it. If you're an architect doing a residential project and you want to do a high-rise or medium-rise project, don't just go there because you want the project. Na parang okay lang yan, marami naman tutulong sa akin. No, never. Because you'll make mistakes from there. If you're not comfortable doing it, if you're not ready doing it, don't promote it. That's one thing that I want to tell everyone, because risking something to have projects, it's very hard sometimes. Sometimes doon nagkakaroon ng mga problema, Well, some people nakakayanan nila. Pero some people, hindi. So, I think it's just about you balance your risk. Like, you can get another project. Like, you can broaden your skills. Like, from residential, you want to go to commercial. There's no problem with that. But if you're gonna do, like, a big risk, like, you're just doing residentials, commercials, then you want to do something like a hospital. So, it's a really different specialty.
Yes.
Even doing, like, a gas station or like an airport, it's a different specialty. So, the best thing you could do about it is you hire another one that is specialized from there. So, to answer your question, I think that's the biggest limitation that you need to do in marketing or branding. Then, I think the other one, limitations, promoting something that you didn't do.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, pwedeng may ganun, di ba? Social media right now, you can do a lot of things. You can do an AI like doing things. I need a design from this that I need to do. So, marami na ng paraan na pwede mong gawa. So, the best thing is you be honest with your work. If you want to promote something, siguro like he didn't do it but you want to design it, sample project and pwede na pan.
Concept projects.
Yeah,
diba po parang uso
conceptual.
din, I guess, dun sa mga nakita ko din kasi they share concept projects.
Yes.
Pero you have, I guess, in my POV dapat transparent ka na it is a concept. It does not exist yet. Nobody commissioned you, diba?
Yes, or you can pose it like I can design something like this. Ganon. Pwede naman, yeah. I think that's what limits our profession. That's why people call us as professionals. You need to be a professional.
Since na-bring up, it's AI and has AI been helpful or has it been detrimental sa business side of things ng architecture?
Actually, right now, to tell you honestly, I'm not a really techie person. So, it's just a few weeks ago that I knew ChatGPT, Gemini. Doon ko lang siya naalaman kasi hindi ako techie person, so I really don't know it. Just one of my friends showed it to me and I was really shocked. Like, your perspective, you can make it very beautiful in AI. But right now, I think we just really don't know, but we're doing AI for the past few years already. But it's not just super magaling. Alam mo yun? Parang ngayon kasi grabe na eh. Like, you can just go do a prompt and then you have the whole thing.
Two-story house. May bahay ka na.
Yeah. So right now, I'm still thinking about if it help us. Yeah, it help us in ways like if we're doing graphics or if we need graphics somehow. Like usually kami nag-Adobe Photoshop kami. Like if we don't like the render, we do a little contrast, brightness and something. But right now, I don't really clear myself if it's really good for us or it's a little bad for business. So I think that's another topic that you could do.
Yeah, I guess it is sobrang aga pa.
Yes.
AI is very new. AI is not yet AI is new for architecture then specifically.
Leave that for another topic.
It will be for another topic, AI and architecture. But of course, it's worth bringing up kasi may effect siya eh. And
Yes.
may sobrang laki ng effect niya sa
Sobrang
industry.
laki ng
And of course, for sure, interested lahat sa effects niya. Let's hop into our third segment. It's called How Interesting. We're still keeping up with the general theme of our podcast, the what, why, how. So the how part will be the explosive issues. Why? Because it's the how. How is this done? It's usually, diba, nandun yung mga spicy parts sa how. So let's talk about money agad. Let's talk about money.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is a topic na parang lagi tayong iffy makipag-usap about money. But these questions are mostly asked by our young architects, and especially din sa mga mag-start pa lang or iba nga, hindi pa nakakapasok ng course. Uy, magkano sahod? May pera ba dyan?
Yeah.
So, many startup professionals keep asking on social media about this. How should I set my fees? How do I communicate my value to the client?
The usual, actually, every architect has a different fee talaga, no? So, we set standards for ourselves. Like, in our code, usually we have supposedly 5% of the total project cost, no? Pero like, especially here in the Philippines, hindi naman talaga siya nasusunod. So, what I can recommend in doing your fees, you will check your considerations. Like, first, your experience as an architect. Like, are you a new architect or batikan ka na ba? Like, you know, like, example is like a doctor. Of course, kung una ka pa lang, hindi ka pa talaga makakapag-fee kasi you don't have the specialization for it. So, ganun din ang architect. You need to check your considerations. Like, gaano ka na ba ka-specialize in doing the things that you do? Like, if you're gonna fee someone, you're gonna check what the inclusions could be. You go down first from the basic. Of course, ano ba yung costing mo? Diba? How much time that you're gonna spend in giving it to them. Then after that, you check kung how confident you are to build them. Can you add up more percentage? Like in your cost, can you add up 10%, 30%? So it really depends. Then you could also ask some other architects for considerations. Other than that, it's really relies on how you value your work. Like, syempre, i-consider mo din yung value mo, like kung maganda ka, kung magaling ka, pero ang project mo is low cost lang or mid cost or super ganda ng gawa mo tapos high-end yung client mo. Then you will also check the consideration in terms of what design they need. Like, they need modern only or gusto ba nila medyo elegant, more detailed, more specification. So you have a lot to consider about in giving your fees. But the best thing that you could do in checking out your fees is how confident you are in giving them, and make sure that your fees is balanced dun sa work na ibibigay mo sa mga clientele.
And of course, for sure, ito yung next question na hanapin sa atin ng mga younger architects. Yeah, you've landed your first project, you've landed your second, you've landed your third. Swerte naman. And for sure, the next question is, when is the perfect time to raise our percentage of our fees?
Well, in raising your fees, actually, like I said in the earlier, it really depends on your costing. Like, depending also on your project. Kung ang project mo ba is malayo. Kunwari, you're gonna go to outside of Metro Manila, you need airfare, you need transportation, you need allowance or accommodation. Of course, you will add up on your fees. Then, other consideration is, baka naman yung unang price mo is too low. So, of course, you could add up to them. Like, syempre, hindi naman bumababa din ang costing ng lifestyle or ng ano natin. Like, right now,
Inflation pa nga lang.
Inflation, right?
Kailangan mo nun. Yes.
Yes. Yung bibili ka dati, yung transpo mo nga lang before sa G, parang ang tatandaan ko, 8 pesos pa. Magkano ba ngayon?
There was a time na 6 pesos yun somehow.
Yes, of course. You will also consider yung ngayon na status ng world, you know. Then from there, you can add up, you can adjust, and of course, you will consider also your project. Again, babalik ka ulit dun sa project mo. Tama ba na increase mo siya? Tama ba yung pagka-increase mo? Baka naman yung increase mo is double the price that you just did last year. So medyo, alam mo yun, magko-compare ka. So there are a lot of to think about in raising your value. But always remember to value your work. If you really think and you're really confident in raising your skills na this design needs more than what I'm asking for last year, then no problem with that. Okay, you stick with it and you give it your best.
For the next question, this one will touch upon dun sa napag-usapan natin kanina na about marketing. Kasi our next question is, how can you make sure that the client choose you?
Actually, you really wouldn't know if the client will choose you. Depende na lang kung talagang your client is like ilang years mo nang kasama, no? You're really confident that you will not get anyone.
Yes.
Diba? I think it's more about giving the client time. Again, like what I said before, you give them time, you give them time na you talk about it, you learn from them, you socialize with them. So, marketing is all about socialization. Hindi ka naman pwedeng mag-market ng asa bahay ka na lang and you're not talking to them. Basta bigyan mo sila ng price. We're not a product-based marketing. We're a service-based marketing. So, technically, yung service mo, kailangan mo ipakita sa kanila. You need to have customer service talaga sa kanila. So, actually, you're gonna meet them, you're gonna talk to them, you're gonna make them realize that you need me in your project. Diba? You're gonna make them realize na I'm the perfect one for this job.
Yes.
So, you need to build up your confidence in going to clients talaga. So, I think that's the best way to do it.
It all circles back to how we carry ourselves and how confident we are.
That's
somehow.
true. Yes, that's true. It's all about how you carry yourselves. Actually, sometimes, client, one example, no? Hinahanap nila is how confident you are in doing your work. Once na nakita nila na parang medyo questionable ka, they also question your skills eh. They question if you can do it or if you have the knowledge to do it. You know, sometimes there are clients that questions you na pasimple. Like, okay, architect, this is the project. What do you think about it? May tanong na ganun. So, syempre, you need to answer it. You need to make them feel that you have the right to do this project. Na kaya mo yan. Ganun. So, I think it all boils down on that part.
This one, still related to marketing kasi, I think we also talked about this a while ago, yung sa part na how we are able to showcase our work. Pero this time, we would like to know how should we market ourselves as architects without it being too much of a sales pitch. Pero parang, how do I put this into words? Kasi it's salesy, or how do we make it so that we're not overbearing, I guess.
Yeah. I think I know what you're saying. Sometimes kasi merong mga architects or not architects really. There are persons na if they talk to clients, it feels like mina-market nila mismo sarili. Oy, kunin mo ko, please. Parang ganun yung dating, you know. But actually, clients don't want it like that, you know. They want to feel you na gusto mo yung project. But they don't need to feel you na mina-market mo siya, na parang binibentahan mo siya. Like for example, you know, if we go to a supermarket, then may mga sales agent yan na nagsasample na, oh, ito, magaling to. They're sharing the skills eh. They're sharing na ito yung pwedeng mangyari, ito yung magagawa. No? So parang ganun ka din. Diba? You talk to them, you socialize with them, you interact with them. Actually, most of the meetings in our industry, 70% of it is kwentuhan. You know, that's from my experience. And that's how you mingle with your clients. That's how you mingle with your peers. Nung kayo nagkakaalaman on the project. So, I think it's more about you as a person. You know, you make them feel safe working with you. You don't make them feel superior na masyado naman tong magaling. O kaya masyado mo. So, you will profile them. Kailangan mo makibagay sa kanila. Siyempre, if your client is in a medyo mid-cost, low-cost housing, hindi ka pwedeng maging mayabang.
Yes.
Diba? You need to compensate with them na don't worry about it, I can do it. What do you need? You just need the renovation? Don't worry. Hindi ko kailangan ng malaking trabaho. Parang ganun, hindi mo kailangan paramdam sa kanila na gumagawa ako ng warehouse, gumagawa ako ng showroom. Ang kailangan mo lang iparamdam sa kanila is you can do the job, right? But if your client is like a corporate world, you need to make them feel that you have a big project, that you have done a big project, that you could already do it. So, it's more about profiling your clients really and how you do things because, again, kailangan mo makibagay kung ano yung project na pupuntahan mo and anong client yung kausap mo.
This last question is like, dito magbo-boil down lahat ng mga natanong ko at the moment. Because even as I read it now, I'm sure that's how this will be interpreted. There are many fears firms, diba? Architecture firms, many big, small, starting, ongoing. So, how does all these experiences, they all boil down to this question, how does one survive in
This world.
How does your firm survive? How does one survive in this field?
Philippines is a really hard market. We all know that. Andun tayo sa imbis na pag nagpagawa sila, they ask for an architect. It's not like that. They are used to, kailangan natin ng engineer. So, it boils down to you kung paano mo ngayon ipapaano, kung bakit kanila kailangan.
Yes.
So, may ganon. Now, which regards to not only the clients, which regards to the firms, all firms have different forte or different specialization. So, there are firms that ang talagang ginagawa lang nila is high-end housing. That's their market. So, get your own market.
Yes.
No? Ano ba yung passion mo? What is your passion? What's the project that you've been aching to do? So, you go there. You invest time, you invest effort in going to that project. Yung dapat ma-meet mo siya. Like, if you want to do mall projects, you go to the different brands. Ipakilala mo yung sarili mo. If you want to go to residential projects, then you go to different socialization with different peers. Or if you want luxury projects, syempre, ifo-focus mo yung direction mo dun. So, it all boils down, what is your passion? What is your forte? And what really comes to your mind if you talk about doing a project? Diba?
I really love how na-embrace mo din po yung na-embrace mo na din yung format natin na what, why. Because you're giving us all the what's, why, and how's din.
Thank you, Sean.
Okay, so we're now up to our segment 4. This is our why factor. Why things are the way they are. Even in our format, that's how we would like to emphasize how it's the why. Why does it exist? Okay, for my first question for this segment is, a lot of architects I know hesitate when it comes to marketing themselves. They parang ayaw nilang gawa ng paraan para decent din yung pagkaka-present. So syempre, final project, it's how we present the project. Sometimes magpo-post na lang sila ng picture and then that's it. They don't curate it, or I guess they don't somehow see na, hey, may opportunity ka na i-advertise and na ma-market sarili mo with this. Why aren't you investing in a way na let's take a better picture of it? Ganun. Yun.
I think for me, it boils down kasi sa, hindi kasi tayo nasanay mag-market ng sarili natin because first of all, bawal siya.
Yes.
So, I think right now, it's a whole new world. It's so easy to market yourself in social media. But it really boils down to being a professional. Minsan kasi nakakahiyang mag-market kasi professional tayo. Ayaw mo ma-feel ng iba na, ano ba naman yan? Professional, tapos ina-market yung sarili niya. Binibenta yung sarili niya. So, may mga ganun eh.
Yes.
But sometimes we also need to go with the technology right now. So I think for me, it's really up to you on how you market it yourselves. So we were so used before that we only market ourselves formally, because we are professional. So we market ourselves professionally. But right now, social media has been giving us the idea of marketing ourselves in a technological way. So for me, siguro depende sa generation eh. So I think it's okay to market yourselves in a way, but still be a professional. Wag naman to the point na you feel like you're begging someone to give you a project like that. Dapat andun pa din yung, kita mo muna sa kanila. Clients should base you because of your works, not because on how you market yourself.
And this one is a bit, very many will empathize with this for sure. Why do you think architects undervalue their services?
Sorry, sad to say, but here in the Philippines, sometimes architects are not really valued that much. Like the one that in abroad, In abroad kasi parang feeling nila, we really need an architect. If we want a house, you design it, we need an architect. But here, we were so used to the saying na papagawa ako ng bahay, asan na yung engineer? They are not used in talking about architects, especially the ones in low cost, mid-cost, or the ones in the provinces. Hindi sila ganun kasanay to find us. Diba? Doon tayo nagkakaproblema. So, I think that's how we forget the value as an individual because we're trying to have work. Some of the architects are just willing to do work and you pay for me so that I can live on with my life.
Yes.
May mga ganun
Unfortunately.
And sad to say, that's what keeps happening right now. Especially that right now that we have a lot of competitions. It's not just the engineers, it's the or man who's putting around posts that in 40,000 all the plans already signed and sealed. Diba? May mga ganon.
500k, meron ka ng 2-story bahay. Somehow,
Yes.
if you see it, and it's like 500k, okay, paano yun? How?
2 million, 2-story with yung mga ganon, diba? So, that's what the disadvantage of social media. So, I think for me, if the new architects is hearing me right now, don't let them affect you. You know, value your work, value the time that you spend doing all those plans, all those perspective, thinking about what you will design for them. And you value based on what you do. Wag kayong mag-value because I need to, you know. So, yeah, I think that's it. Need to value your own work and wag tayong magpa-affect sa mga other negative sides of social media.
Then I guess this is another. I really think this is a bit controversial. Do you believe that architects should see themselves as entrepreneurs, not just designers? Why so?
Yes, for me right now. Yes. In business, you know, especially if you have your own firm or even yourself, you need to act not only as an architect, you need to act as an entrepreneur because you need to learn or you need to put yourself in the market. Diba? That's what we're talking about this past project. Because paano ka makakakuha ng project mo if you don't market yourself, you know? And you need to think about it. You need to think like if you're gonna start a firm, you need to think about it as a business. If you put some money into it, dapat you have also a return for your investment, diba? That's what keeping you alive. You know, that's what bring you the money.
Yes.
It's not just as an architect you know, hindi naman porket nag-design ka, nagbigay ka ng is yun na yun. Syempre you need to think about business also, like anong gagamitin mong plotter? Should I buy myself a plotter or should I just spend it in going to a printing shop? Ano ba mas costly sa akin? Syempre may mga ganun, may accounting pa din tayo. So technically you're doing business even as a freelancer. You're thinking as an entrepreneur, hindi nyo lang alam. Diba?
Yes.
Kasi like if you're a freelance, you still think about what are the costs that I'm gonna spend. Like yung papel ko, yung oras ko, yung charger ko, even the laptop, the cell phone that you need. Diba? You need to think about how many projects should I make para ma-return tong investment ko and I can get out of it. So yeah, I think as an architect, you still need to think about to think like an entrepreneur.
I agree. I very much agree. Parang somehow they really need to teach us in school then to be entrepreneurs in this field because
that's true.
because it's not just design. Architecture isn't only about buildings. It isn't only about laws and codes. It's about interacting with people. It's about interacting with clients, interacting with basically everyone. Kasi
actually they're teaching it in high school.
In high school,
like you know how to put a gross income, net income, mga ganun. But you're not thinking about it while you're on the job kasi akala mo hindi mo siya inisip. Lalo na if you're employed, sometimes you're not thinking about it So it's really best to, you know, put yourself out in the world. See what you can do more.
Yes, I very much agree. Thank you for the very wonderful insight. And this one is I guess more question. And I think this is a bit exciting in a way kasi it's related to something outside of architecture then somehow. It's like as architects, how can we branch out to other fields then? What kind of opportunities have you seen other architects explore outside of traditional design and build?
You know, for me, usually, lagi nilang sinasabi is, if you're an architect, why not go into interior? Or why not go into design and build? Or why not? It's still in your circle. But for me right now, you know, spending some time with my husband in his company, I think you could do more. You could be anything you want. If you have a passion in baking, you can bake some cookies, you business them. You know, if you have a passion in photography, videography, you can be a photographer instead. So if you're asking me on what classification, there's really no classification in this. It's just knowing what you really want in your life, what makes you happy. Like if being an architect makes you practical, you know, if you really love your job because you're so practical with it, but you still have something that you're passionate about, then do what makes you happy. Malay mo, do ka pala maging milyonaryo.
And yeah, bonus na rin na nasa architecture ka. No, it's one of those field na pag natapos mo na, it's yours.
Yes.
It's literally in your name.
And it's in your mind, you know. If someone asks you about architecture in a few years, you just know it.
And you don't really need to abandon on the field, parang it's okay to branch out to enjoy other opportunities din. And then
Yes.
it is still yours. Hindi mo mabubura na nandyan na yung pangalan mo. May AR na dyan.
That's true. Yeah. You can just go branch out in different kind of business that you like. There's no problem with it.
And I'm hesitating to ask this. I guess.
Go.
Pero sige, tanong na din natin. For our graduates, what other things, if they do not decide to undergo or pursue the practice, is there any tips you can share with them or any insights?
For our graduates, of course, it will be the best that if you continue to be an architect, But I will not be the one saying this to you na sayang naman ang pinag-aralan. I will not be the one to say that. Because for me, it's so easy to go to college and just perfect everything and be an architecture student. If you're at this age, masasabi mo siya na ang dali lang pala. Pero it's so hard pag graduate ka na and you do it, So sometimes it's really up to you if you're happy doing it, because you'll never know malalaman mo yan once na tinrabaho mo na. If you're working already and you feel like you really don't want to be an architect, then you go check what you really want to do, because it's best to do something, to change something rather than going to something your whole life na hindi mo naman pala gusto.
I agree.
Diba? I think so for all the architecture or other students, rather. So go find yourself. I think that's the best message for them. You go try it because you're already there. You're already there. You already studied 5 years and you will train yourselves. Then you go test it out. If you really like it and be an architect, then go push it. Be consistent with it. But if you really don't like it after everything you've done, then you go find what you're passionate about, what you really want to do in your life.
I guess to add to it, because this one is coming from a personal experience. It's sobrang lawak pala ng architecture.
True.
Sobrang lawak niya. So I guess syempre, I graduated and entered the workforce. It's just akala ko bahay lang, akala ko building lang.
No.
Biglang I joined UAP Manila Maharlikan, and then it's somehow, meron din tayong disaster related. Meron din tayong interior fit outs. Then another one na I guess somehow nilolook up. Hindi pa siya common dito sa atin is and it connects with my hobby. There's architectural photography and videography. It exists na parang people will pay you to take proper pictures of their houses kasi syempre it is part of the marketing side. It is very undervalued, I guess, somehow sa atin. Hindi ka lagi kukuha ng professional photographer para kumuha nung natapos mong project. It's usually just you and your own camera. But in bigger projects,
that's another one,
mas mag-hire sila for that very specialized photography.
There are architects also just doing booths. Different marketing booths.
And is it still architecture? Yes, kasi it's something that is going to be built, and it is something na parang people will experience. So let's proceed to our last segment, which is called Sketches and Stories. I will, since we're all architects then, this is our favorite thing to do sketches. Of course, you can still write naman if it's
Ano gagawin natin?
I'll be asking you a question and then you will draw out your answer, or at least the best way to describe it. Kung anong kahit word lang, it's actually okay. So, for our first question, what is your favorite place to go for inspiration?
Ayan.
Where we brew great stories. Yes, I understand.
Coffee. I think anywhere that is actually before, mas gusto ko sa mga tahimik na lugar, comfy spaces and such. But right now, medyo maingay sa mga coffee shop. Pero actually, I appreciate it sometimes, checking people out, looking at them and everything. So, yeah.
Baka may spark of inspiration sa outfit nila.
True.
Diba?
Or sa sinabi nila.
Yes, it's brewing great stories
it's
and
brewing.
great design.
Or sometimes actually I love to travel. I really like to travel. So sometimes the places that we go to give me inspiration.
For our last question, describe your style of architecture by comparing it to a cake flavor.
To a cake.
To a cake flavor.
Kailangan ko siyang i-draw or can I just say it?
Yeah, you can just say it then.
Parang hirap niyang i-draw. I think I'm a vanilla.
A vanilla.
Okay. Okay, i-write ko siya.
Yeah, you can also just write it down. We show it to the camera.
I'm a vanilla. Vanilla because I think I'm very adaptive
Yes.
to what design it is. So if I make something out, I can go put some chocolate in it or a coffee in it.
Yes.
You know, I can put a chocolate. If I want chocolate, I can put another coffee to make it mocha. So alam mo yun?
Sobrang diverse din ang share mo.
Yeah, I think right now it's really diverse depending on my clients.
I understand. It is a very good flavor comparison. Yeah, I guess that wraps up our current topic of business and architecture. And
Thank you,
I hope
Sean.
you guys learn a lot from this kasi it's a gold mine of very relevant information na magagamit talaga natin sa field or something na to give us a little push kasi lahat nung na-share sa atin is do it with passion, do it with confidence. It boils down to those.
To what we are as architects actually. And I'm really thankful that you invite me today, and I hope some of the architects have learned something from it.
Yes, it is a pleasure to talk to you about this. And yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sean, again.
Thank you for
Thank you, Sean.
the opportunity to interview you.
Nakagano
For our
na ako
A little token and a bit of our logos and the Maharlikan for logo sticker.
Wow.
Souvenirs. We really thank you for the time.
And donut for my coffee.
Thank you so much.
Thank you po.
Welcome to the Maharlikan Forum.